The cafeteria fell silent. A steaming cup of coffee hit Malik's face, dripping down his cheek onto his clean white shirt. Laughter echoed from the crowd, cruel, sharp, heartless. "Didn't see you there, genius," sneered Brad, the school's golden boy, star athlete, teacher's favorite, untouchable. Malik didn't move. His fists stayed at his sides, trembling only slightly. His calmness made them laugh harder. Someone pulled out a phone to record, the smell of burnt coffee mixed with shame. "Go clean yourself up," Brad mocked. "Or do you need permission for that, too?" A teacher walked by, saw the mess, and said nothing. Malik's eyes lifted just once. Not angry, not broken, just knowing. Something in that silence unsettled even Brad for a second. But he smirked again, brushing it off, because no one knew who Malik really was. But soon, everything changed. Malik was the kind of student everyone overlooked. Quiet, polite, always sitting in the back row. His notebooks were filled with sketches of city skylines, dreams of becoming an architect one day. But at Jefferson High, dreams like his didn't mean much. Status did, and Brad controlled it all. Brad was the son of the school board chairman, handsome, rich, and feared. When he walked the halls, even teachers adjusted their tone. His arrogance wasn't hidden, it was celebrated. He could mock someone in front of the whole class, and the laughter that followed was his crown. Malik stayed invisible. It was safer that way. Every day he ate alone near the corner table, headphones on, eyes down, not because he was weak, but because he knew peace wasn't found in proving yourself to small minds. That morning, when the coffee hit him, it wasn't the first insult. It was just the loudest. Last week, someone had accidentally kicked over his lunch. A month ago, his locker had been filled with torn homework sheets. And every time, Malik picked up the pieces quietly. He never argued, never complained, never fought back. Because what no one saw, what even Brad didn't realize, was that Malik had learned control the hard way. Discipline wasn't just part of him, it was his armor. He carried himself like someone who knew pain well, but also knew how to rise above it. And while Brad laughed, Malik whispered something to himself under his breath. Words that only the silence heard. Respect isn't demanded, it's earned. The cafeteria incident was about to change everything, but not the way Brad expected. By the next day, the video was everywhere. Brad versus the silent kid, that's what they called it. Students replayed the clip between classes, laughing as Malik stood motionless, coffee dripping down his shirt like melted courage. Brad soaked in the attention. He strutted through the halls like a celebrity, giving fake bows as people clapped. Even teachers pretended not to see. It wasn't just bullying anymore, it was performance. Malik walked in quietly that morning, head high but calm, a fresh uniform replacing yesterday's stains. He didn't glare or hide. He simply carried a small black bag, nothing unusual, but something about his silence felt heavier today, sharper. When Brad spotted him, his grin widened. "Well, if it isn't Coffee Boy," he announced, voice loud enough for the whole corridor. Whispers followed like echoes. Malik paused, looked him dead in the eye. For a split second, no one breathed. His gaze wasn't angry, it was steady, almost disciplined. Then he stepped aside and kept walking. That calmness made them furious. Rage fed his ego. "You think you're better than me?" Brad snapped and slammed a hand against Malik's locker. Still no reaction. Only that same quiet strength. By lunch, Brad had a new idea. "Let's make it a show," he told his friends. They gathered the crowd again, phones up, laughter ready. Malik was reading at the corner table when a shadow fell across his book. Brad leaned close, voice dripping with mockery. "Come on, tough guy, say something. Or are you scared I'll spill another drink?" Malik slowly closed his book, his eyes lifted, calm as ever. "I don't fight people who don't know balance," he said softly. Laughter erupted again, but a few students went silent. They noticed something different. The way Malik's hands rested on the table, the faint scars across his knuckles, the stillness of someone trained, not timid. One of Brad's friends whispered, uneasy, "Dude, he's not flinching." But Brad didn't hear the warning. He was too busy performing, too blinded by his own pride. Because in less than an hour, his show would end. And this time, the whole school would watch him fall silent. The gym buzzed with noise, students gathering for the weekly assembly. Brad and his friends took front row seats, smirking as Malik quietly entered at the back. Today's guest, a local martial arts instructor giving a self-defense demo. Brad snickered when the principal called Malik's name. "Let's give a warm welcome to one of our own, National Junior Taekwondo gold medalist, Malik Rivers." The crowd froze. Phones lowered. Even the teachers looked stunned. Malik stepped forward, calm and composed, the same quiet kid everyone ignored, now standing center stage in a white dobok with a black belt tied tight around his waist. Brad's grin collapsed, his face drained of color. Malik bowed politely, eyes never leaving Brad's. Then he spoke into the mic, voice steady, clear. "Strength isn't about hurting others. It's about protecting those who can't fight back." Gasps rippled through the gym. Everyone remembered the coffee incident. The instructor gestured. Malik demonstrated. Precise, effortless movements, kicks slicing the air like poetry. Each strike carried control, not rage. When he finished, the silence was deafening. Malik turned to Brad, not with anger, but with grace. "You mocked what you didn't understand. Now you do." Brad lowered his eyes. For the first time, the king of Jefferson High had nothing to say. The applause that followed wasn't just loud, it was cleansing. The crowd wasn't cheering for a fight, they were cheering for respect. Justice had been served not by fists, but by truth. After the assembly, students approached Malik one by one, not out of pity, but with respect. The same hands that once pointed and laughed now reached to shake his. Even the teachers, silent for too long, finally smiled with pride they hadn't earned. Brad stood near the bleachers, still frozen, shame burning across his face. His friends had already slipped away, pretending not to know him. Malik walked past without a word, not to humiliate, but to forgive by silence. That alone cut deeper than any punch could. Moments later, Brad hurried after him. "Malik, wait!" His voice cracked, fragile and human for the first time. I'm sorry. I didn't know." Malik turned, eyes calm but kind. No one ever does, until they're forced to look deeper. He placed his hand on Brad's shoulder, gentle, steady. Respect starts where arrogance ends. Brad nodded, unable to speak. As Malik walked away, the sun poured through the gym windows, painting the floor with gold. For the first time, the quiet kid everyone ignored stood taller than anyone in that school, not because of his skill, but because of his heart. The video that went viral this time was different. No laughter, no cruelty, just a caption that read, "The day Jefferson High learned respect." Some battles aren't won by strength, they're won by grace.